Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna. For those of you who are new here, hi, welcome. As you can see, completely different setup. This isn't even my true setup, but we did move to Arizona and right now we are at my parents' house. So we made it, yay! And now we are looking at houses for ourselves, but the house market right now is so crazy. Right now I'm just sitting in what used to be my room when I was living here, and it's very pretty though. We have this wall going on. We have a very beachy-esque type of scene. My mom's very into beachy type of things, which I don't blame her. I am too. Today I'm so excited. I went to Ulta here and they had the new ColourPop High Tide palette. Now my friend actually was the one who pointed out that they did have it in stock, so thank you so much. ColourPop, sorry, this is really awkward. I also have to say I'm filming with my phone. I have no idea where to look because right now there's some missing parts to my camera. So if it looks like I'm looking off to the side, I'm sorry, I really have no clue where to look to make this more personal. So I apologize in advance. But anyways, back to the palette. So this did launch on Ulta today and I found it in store yesterday. It's called High Tide. As soon as I saw this on Instagram, I was like, I need this in my life. It is their teal color story 9-pan palette and it is $14. They also came out with a more pinky version, but this is the one that I knew my heart had to have. I love teals and aquas. I loved the mint to be, and this is definitely more of that blue, teal, aqua type of vibe, and absolutely love it. I do have the mint to be. I probably won't be comparing the palettes because all my palettes are still packed up. We literally just got here the day before yesterday, so I think this is day 2, so be patient with me please. But I do have swatches on my Instagram and I'll post them here as well for you guys to see. So this is $14. It's so pretty. Do any of them have, normally they'll put a star by the colors that have some warnings to it, and I don't see any on here. There's no pressed glitters. I love the packaging. It's very cute too. But no mirror, but here is, I did make a mess with this one because it is a deep teal color, but so beautiful. I think they did such a good job with this palette. This palette is the first one in a long time that I've been really excited that I knew I had to have from ColourPop. This one to me is just so stunning. It is unique as well because when you get a palette that has teals and blues in it and aquas, normally it might have like one or two, like a brighter one and a deeper one, or maybe a minty shade and a bright aqua, but you will never see these colors like all together like this, at least to my knowledge. And so I love this. I feel like also if you have a deeper skin tone and the mint to be was just too light, this is a really beautiful option as well because they have really deep colors in here. So I think this color story works for everyone. I'm super excited about it. You have vibrant ones, you have more grungy tones. I did do swatches on my Instagram. I'll quickly do some swatches on my hand for you. So the first one is like a little sequiny shade, and it's this one right here called Just a Splash. Again, I'm so sorry. This one's just, I don't know where to look. I'm just gonna do little ones on my hand because I have better ones on my Instagram. This one's just like a nice kind of blending out type of shade or brow bone shade. It's nothing amazing, but it does have like silver sequiny type of colors in it. So it's still pretty, of course, but it's not like anything life-changing. Then you have this one called Currents, which is this nice little aqua matte shade. Hey, it looks like it kind of matches my headband. And there we go. Do you see that? I was very impressed when I swatched this one. I was like, this one is like pigmented. It's not patchy. It's very nice. Very nice. They actually did a really good job with the teals on this. Sometimes I think the teal blues are harder for companies to formulate. ColourPop pretty much kicked its butt. Okay, so here is Free Floatin'. This is our first shimmer. I love this one because it's a more subdued gray tone type of teal. And it's just, I think, a little bit more unique, I guess. But, so pretty. It's just beautiful. I can't really tell. I don't really know how to describe it. It just is a little bit more of a silvery type of teal. Next, we have one of our first darker teals called Urchin. This one is a little bit more blue toned, I'd say, than this one. Or dark green. There we go. Ta-da! So even though it does like start to drag at the bottom a little bit, I felt like building the shade up it still wasn't patchy. It just was a little bit softer and you needed to build it up a little bit more, but I don't think that's bad at all. I felt like all the shadows in here performed really great swatch wise, but we'll have to see on the eyes. That will be later after I swatch all these. I promise we're gonna try them on the eyes. Next is Must See. This is a gorgeous shimmer. I love this one. It might be one of my favorite. Well, it's my second favorite shimmer, I think. This one, I don't know. It's kind of like a gold teal color. I feel like the background is like really matching the vibes of this palette today. It's like your more greeny blue teal type of shade. I just think they did such a good array of shades of teals. You have really deep, you have really bright. I think they nailed this one, honestly. Next is called Flora. I do like this one. It's kind of a more gray toned type of teal. I love it because you could do kind of more grungy teals. And see, these all swatch so well. I'm not having any issues with swatching. Except for, like I say, some of the darker ones do a little bit of that dragging at the end of the tail of the swatch, but nothing terrible. This is so good. Are you ready? The shimmer is amazing. This is so beautiful. This one is called Muscle Beach, and it is like a blackened teal, and it is so, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's so pretty. I'm sorry, I'm barely wiping off the previous swatches, but this one's just a really neat teal. It's just a blackened teal. Aren't those shimmers so pretty? Like, I love them all. This palette, good job, ColourPop. You did it. You finally did a great color story. I'm so proud of you. Not finally. They have some good other color stories, but this one really speaks to me. This one is called New Wave. It's just, again, another deeper teal, but it's a little bit more green. This one's a little more blue. You can actually tell the difference in the swatches. They don't feel gritty, surprisingly, and normally these types of shades feel pretty gritty when you swatch them. Oh look, they're right next to each other, so you can see the difference. Perfect. See that? There's difference. It might be slight, it's just a little bit of the tonal difference, but there's a difference, and they both swatch very nicely. Hopefully they work really great on the eyes too. And last but not least, as you can see, this one made a big old mess. This one was called Lunar, and this is, I'm so happy they included this deep, dark, blackened matte teal. Oh, it's so dark and glorious. This one I feel like drags the most a little bit, but it's not patchy, it's not gritty. It's messy. It's very messy. All the colors again, I'm obsessed. Tell me below what you think about this color story, because I think it's chef's kiss. Beautiful. I have not been excited about a palette in a long time. We are going to start off with one of my favorite eye primers for pigments, especially ones that have a hard time sticking. Not saying that this is going to have that issue, but anytime I use pressed pigments, this is what I really like to use. And especially since some of the deeper mattes do kind of tend to drag a little bit, I think this will help a lot. This is the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. It is a tackier base, so you have to blend a little bit more, but once you pat it, it basically sticks and stays in place. So this is in the shade White, and that's what we're gonna put on our eyes today. It's always kind of my preference to start from lighter to darker, so we're gonna go into the lightest shade called Just a Splash right here. That very, wow, can you see that? Picking up all the little sequins in there. It has a lot of beautiful sequins, but sometimes sequins doesn't glitter in the matte. That's what I consider sequin shade, but it is quite powdery. Can you see all that kick up? But normally you can't really see the little glitters once you apply it, but we'll see. I can see them pretty good. Okay, so that shade basically did exactly what I thought it would be, just a very light blue pastel-y type of shade, nothing too crazy. You can actually see some of the little glitters in there if you move your head, but it's just like it goes on very intense and then it slowly kind of just falls on your face, like it's starting to fall on my face. But next we're gonna go into Flora, which is the kind of grungy teal green. I really like that shade from what I can tell. So again, this is Flora. Again, this is so weird doing it on my camera. I apologize. I also really need to do my eyebrows, but I can't right now because I don't know where my waxing machine is. I'm probably just gonna have to get them professionally waxed this time, because I don't know where my wax thing, or, you know, pluck them. It just takes so long. I just don't have the time usually to really pluck my eyebrows. If that's a really nice shade, I have no complaints about it. It's blending very easily. It's very beautiful. I think we're gonna try a little bit of Urchin, which is the more blue toned one. Oh, these are very powdery, I will say. They just like are falling out, so it's kind of a little bit of a messier palette. You might want to make sure it's all tapped off. Blow it off, tap it off. Do what you've got to do because it's messy. So I don't know if this is gonna show up. I don't know if this is gonna show up that much on top of it. It is. It's showing a little bit more up. It's good, I guess. We're coming in for the dark blue. Here we come, Lunar. We're coming for you. I want to take a little bit on my brush and focus it more on the outer edges to really deepen this up. I'm going to start off by patting it on there because I don't want it to just fall onto my face right away. I don't want it all there. I'd rather take my time and slowly build it up. Time to move in to the shimmers. We're going to use all three today. When I use shimmers, I like to really keep them in place and make them more pigmented, more shiny by using some type of glitter glue. I do like the NYX glitter glue. This is even cheaper. It's the AOA Studio Techie Base. It's $1.44 and it works, but it is a little bit more runny than the NYX glitter glue. So it literally looks like glue when it comes out, but I don't think it's glue. And I like to tap it on the back of my hand so I don't just directly put that really liquidy stuff right on my eyeshadow because you don't want it to get all messed up. And what I'll do is I'll take the brush I'm going to use. I'm going to actually use an angled liner to do a little bit of the lighter shade, and I'm just going to rub it in there so I don't get too much. And then I'm going to put it exactly where I want that shade to go. So when I do the lighter shade right now, I kind of want to carve out a little bit of space like so, right there. And then what's great is since I have glue already on my brush, like not a ton, just a little bit, it will pick it up so much easier. And this is free floating, so we're gonna get our brush coated with that. It picked it up so nicely now that it has a little bit of tackiness to it. And we're just gonna plop it on there. We're just gonna dab it on there like that. Like so. Very easy. Just stick some there too, in the inner corner. So after I carved that out, I did take some on my finger and just dabbed a little bit more on top just to make it extra shiny, and it still is a little bit sticky. So now we're gonna take some more glitter glue, but this time with a flat brush. And this time, I keep thinking there's a mirror in the palette, but there's not, so give me a second. So I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap where I want it. And then this time I'm gonna go into Must See, the brighter one, and it's gonna pick up really nicely on top of that glue. And it doesn't really mess with the pan that I've ever really noticed. And we're just gonna set it down like that. Since you already have it laid down the way you want it, you can again just take your finger and then put the rest on top. That'll really amplify it because it just picks it up so well on the finger. I'm gonna kind of blend those together a little bit. Now we're gonna go into the darker using the same brush. I'm gonna just add some more glue back here. This, in my opinion, is like such a beautiful shade called Muscle Beach. I think you could definitely create a very kind of grungy-esque look with this shade. If you stick to just the really deep tones, I think this shade all over the lid with maybe like a pop of the brighter one in the center would look darling. Really would. Okay, so again, sometimes it'll start getting a little bit chunky with the glue. So again, just tapping on top, it will blend it together better. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean up under my eyes. I don't know if you can see, like I have dark spots under there because I did have fallout. Even while I was trying to be careful, I did still have fallout, so be very careful with that. Okay, now we need to add some color to the under eye, which I'm a little bit nervous for because I don't want it to make a huge mess, but we're gonna try not to. We're gonna try not to. I would like to start by going into Flora. Really love this blue. I'm gonna go into Lunar, the really deep one, just ever so slightly. I'm gonna pack it first to avoid fallout. Wet to the tip, and I'm gonna go into Muscle Beach. I'm gonna go ahead and put mascara and eyeliner on. Unfortunately, I don't have lashes with me right now. I need to get some just to make this look even better. I'm gonna do some eyeliner and I'll come back to you with my thoughts. Are you ready for my honest opinion yet? So here it is. It doesn't look much different because I didn't have any false lashes or anything like that. But here is the finished look. My final thoughts on this is, if you're a teal lover, I would just say go ahead and get it. Make sure you do have the proper tools though, especially a more tacky base. Make sure you use it with care. I don't necessarily recommend this if you're a beginner, but if you want a challenge, I would highly recommend it because you do have to tap off a lot of excess. Start off with a little bit and then build it. This is honestly a build as you go because you will have massive amounts of fallout, and with colors like these, you'll either have to wipe it off from under your eyes, so do it before you put your foundation on. I highly recommend putting this on before you put your foundation on, so you don't even have to worry about those colors falling onto your foundation and trying to fix it after. And if you're not a fan of doing that, then again, go a little bit at a time and build it slowly. It gets very messy, and since it is like a blue and deeper colors, it's a little bit harder to clean up. And that's the only con I think I have about this. I think it's beautiful. I love this color story. If you're a teal lover and you know you're gonna wear it, I recommend it. I think you can't go wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if this was okay to film from my phone for now. I'm hoping that I will be able to set this up a little bit better with my camera and find all the pieces. I'm missing some pieces. Again, I have no idea where to look. So now my phone is running out of memory, so I am going to have to go. Thank you so much for watching. If you subscribe to me, thank you. It means so much to me, and I can't wait to talk to you guys more about fun makeup things. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.